Hello guys, and welcome to another tutorial video to use Stylish Cost Calculator. We've been getting a lot of feedback and users asking us how to use some of the basic elements and just some basic understandings of each element, so we're going to attempt to do that for you in this video. I just want to rest assured to everyone that we are working very hard on making the user design for the back end for the administrator to be as easy as possible. Not only is it extremely important that the user is able to use the product on your website very easily and that it looks great to make your website look professional and modern, but we also want to make it very easy for the web developer or the business owner or anyone creating the actual calculator to not be frustrated during the creation process and make it as easy as possible. And trust us, we do understand that very much, and we would like to advise you that we are working very hard on that. We will have a complete redesign coming out early of next year. Actually, probably maybe a little bit later on this year. Hopefully, we'll be able to redesign the entire back end. To talk a little bit about the different elements, it's broken down into either a section, or once you have a section loaded, you have subsections. The principle behind that is each section is going to give you a title and description that you're able to add. And if I was to give you a real time view of that, let me just enter this in here. I'm going to go to the website and show you a real view of what that would be. That would be this title and this description here. So anytime that you're creating another element that is vastly different than a t-shirt quantity, let's say for example you're now talking about logo design or something else, that's when you're going to want to add another section. The subsection basically is for calculation and math purposes, where anything that gets added in this section will be multiplied by any slider that you add in that section. We give you a little bit of a tip here. Everything in this subsection will affect the total price. The slider quantity will be multiplied by a drop down or checkbox in that same section. So if you would like a slider to not add or affect any of the drop downs, then you would have to add that into a separate subsection. And I'll give you some examples. There's already a video of the t-shirt, so I'm going to go on to maybe something else. Let's go on to the wedding photographer. The wedding photographer, this is a price that I grabbed off of a website. They have a base package. Let's say, for example, the Hardy package or the Keepsake package. One of them is an 8-hour coverage. The other one's a full day coverage. So that's going to affect your total price, of course, down here, where no matter what you pick, you have that. This is basically their base package. They want you to pick at least one of these. That's why below you're going to have to instruct the user that they have to click at least one of those. We're going to come up with a feature later on where we can force mandatory that people pick one of these before they can email themselves a quote. Right now, unfortunately, we don't have that. This here is a subsection. This here is a subsection. The extra hours don't multiply this number because this is the base number. The slider for these hours here only adds an extra $100 for every time that you add an extra additional hour. Okay, and if you want the user to understand that, you can put that in the description that each hour is an extra $100, or in this example is 100 rubies, because we're testing a feature right now. So to extend that, let's say for example you have a product or service, you want to call it product 1, and in product 1 you have a small and then you have a medium. Well, the small might be $1 for each small product you buy, and the medium might be $2 each. Well, if you want, you can add a slider, and the slider, you would want to make it $0, because this slider, every time that they add quantity, it will only times it by the $1 or $2 of the products they want. If you want the slider to add additional money, then at that point you can then put the price of whatever you want for the slider. Now, if you don't want the slider to affect this at all, because right now, because the slider is added to that subsection, then you would have to add the slider as another subsection here without any of the input. And you can call this quantity or whatever you want. And then at that point you can add your price with the slider. And this slider here will not affect the product 1, small or medium. If you don't need the slider anymore, just click the add a slider button again. It will remove it. So each subsection will not multiply by anything else. So that's very important to understand. And if you would like a slider to not only multiply its number but also affect another element, you have two elements that you can choose from. You can choose from a drop-down menu, which is located here, or you can choose for the user to have some kind of radio button. We give you 5 different styles for that radio button, and we're planning on adding more styles to make it more animated and to make it more modern. One feature I would like to talk about is the bulk discount add price range feature of the slider. This is actually something that separates Styler's cost calculator from a lot of other calculation plugins out there. They don't have the more you buy, the more you save kind of thing. So for example, if you want to sell someone, let's say the t-shirts, and between 1 and 10 t-shirts, it's going to cost you $10 per t-shirt, or 10 rubies or whatever it is. You can do that, and then down here you can go from 11 t-shirts to 20. It's going to cost you only $8 per item. Okay, so what you're doing is this is the per item cost. It's not anything additional. Now, for example, if, like I was saying with the t-shirt company, is if you want the slider to not only add the $10 for any items that's between 11 and 20, but you also want to charge them an extra fee per shirt if they want to upgrade their shirt to a higher size, that's when you're going to use the drop down, and you're going to put the drop down as, for example, shirt size, and then one will be small, and then the other one will be medium. And then this here is going to add $1 per shirt that they selected the slider. The medium will add extra $2 per shirt, if that's how you want it. This does sound a little confusing. It's because the cost calculator is powerful and can do a lot of calculations that a lot of other cost calculators on the market cannot do. So it will be slightly more confusing than some other products out there. But rest assured, the reason for that is because we're trying to build the highest quality product and the most powerful product out there. If you need some extra help, you can try sending us a message, support@designful.com.ca. We do have a support button that you can click on the side. Keep in mind that we are extremely busy. We have more than one software and plugin that we do sell, and we also do website design, search engine optimization. We are extremely busy, so if we can't get back to you immediately with your concerns, I do apologize. I'm looking to grow the company as big as I can and to have more support staff out there, but good help is hard to find sometimes. So just please be patient and bear with us. The cost of the cost calculator does reflect the fact that I'm not able to add and support every single one of you guys out there, so do keep that in mind. We're only charging $20. This is a software that's costed thousands of dollars to create and hundreds of hours of programming. So keep that in mind. A lot of people do charge $50, $60 American for these kind of products. We're only charging $20 right now. But it is my goal to help each and every one of you. It's also my goal to assist and help fix any bugs. But you will just have to be patient. There's a lot of people out there who have been messaging me. I'm getting 15, 20 emails a day from just this one product alone. And that's not the other products that we do carry. So just please keep that in consideration, and I do appreciate that. Thank you very much.